Hey y'all, what's up? Today's video is going to be a video of me redoing this mess. I am going to keep the blonde. I'm keeping the brown, but as far as the pink, I haven't decided whether or not I want to keep the pink or if I'm going to do the purple, but you guys will see what I do. I think I'm going to do the purple, but I'll show you the purple in a minute. I want to talk about things that I need when I dye my hair, and then I'm going to kind of show you the process of how I achieve the color. Right now my hair is hella grown out. You can see it's probably grown out about an inch. I don't like to dye my hair every month. I do it like every 2 months, just kind of depending on my mood, but that's how much growth I have right now. So this is what I usually need. You can switch it up and get different brands. You could get different products to achieve this look. I'm sure of that, but this is just what I use. First off, you need the powder bleach, which I get the Wella Color Charm, and this is supposed to like lift up to like 7 lifts. And if you can tell, I have pretty dark roots, so I have to have like a good lifting bleach. And then I have this, which is the 20 volume developer. This is the cream developer. I don't like the clear one because I heard that it's a little bit more harsh on your hair than the cream is, so that's why I get the cream. Another thing that I'm actually going to try is this Absolute Perfection booster, and it's like a little oil that you put in with the bleach. And then the hair dye I use is either Eero or Arctic Fox, just kind of depending on what color I'm using. I like these a lot better because they last longer, especially this brand right here. This is the brand that I have in my hair right now, and it's been 2 months, and this is how vibrant the pink still is. It's more of a bubblegum pink, which I don't mind, but you know. And then this is the toner that I do on the blonde. As you can tell, the top part is a little bit more yellow just because it faded for some reason. I think this was like the freshest. This was the last bleach that I did, so obviously it's a little bit more yellow, but that's what I get. That's how I get this like really nice icy white platinum-y color for the blonde. And then also afterwards I'll use this. This is like a color after color treatment type thing. It helps to like lock everything in. And I'm actually going to try this out today or sometime. This is just a strengthen hair mask with a little oil. And then some of the tools that I use are these little mixing bowls. Now, if you don't want to spend the money on a mixing bowl, you can get like a plastic Tupperware bowl, whatever, that's old, that you don't mind screwing up. You can get some of these hair dye brushes. They're really great for like parting and, you know, applying the bleach. I buy like 2 or 3 at a time. You'll need a comb basically to separate and brush out all the knots, which you can get from like the dollar store. And I cannot stand dyeing my hair just with my bare hands, so I get rubber gloves for, you know, dyeing purposes. And also you'll need like a towel, you'll need an old t-shirt, you'll need to, like, if you're scared you might like screw up the area that you're dyeing, you might want to like cover everything with something to protect it with. I've also know people to like put like Vaseline and get like foil, and you know, especially if you're trying to like separate the hairs and stuff. But I don't personally do that. I just like put them up in hair ties and clips and stuff like that to separate. 2 scoops of whatever bleach you have. So now that you got this in your bowl, you're going to double the consistency of this. So like if you put 2 scoops, you put 4 scoops. Or if you put 4, let's say you put 2 ounces in here, you'll put 4 ounces. Does that make sense? So I'm just going to eyeball it because I kind of know exactly how much bleach I need. So, and always know this, you can add more if you need to, if you feel like the consistency is a little powdery or thick or whatever. I'll show you what the consistency is supposed to be. So I take my brush and I use it for to mix with, and you want to make sure you mix it pretty good. I made a lot of it because I just do, because you never know. I mean, you can add more if you don't make this much, but I usually mix a lot. So, and my hair looks crazy right now, but that's just because of the way I sectioned it. So I'll show you how I dye your hair in a minute once I get everything mixed up. So you wanna mix it up until you feel like you've got the right amount of consistency. Like this is not, you want it nice and smooth, almost kind of like a paste in a way. Make sure you scrape the bottom of your bowl, because that's where all the powder will be. And you just want to keep mixing until there's no more chunkiness and it's more of a smooth consistency. So, and the reason I take my brush and mix it is because I can get my bristles of my brush in there and kind of scrape the bottom. And if you want to fold it, you can, but you just want to keep mixing it until it's a nice smooth consistency and you don't have any clumps of powder in there. Like right now I still have a little bit of clumps of powder in there, but it's getting like more smoother. Now, if you already have bleached hair, you want to just bleach your roots, just bleach the roots. But if you have color or anything like that, you want to do the whole strand. You want to do the strand first, like the end part first, and then do your roots. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split my pink from my blonde, which I'm not going to be uber perfect about it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to be as perfect as I can be. You know, try your best. And I'll section it off first, because once I get that, then I'll be good to do the other stuff, okay? So now grab your gloves. You should be having your gloves when you're mixing your bleach, but I don't. I still have to mix my Olaplex stuff in here. Hopefully these will fit my hands. Oh yeah, they do. Okay, I'm gonna put it over my, oh man, I ripped those. Let me get my watch off then, since I can't get it over my watch. My nails, I always rip gloves at work with my nails, so this should be fun. Yeah, there we go, much better. So your gloves. I used to have some really nice black gloves that were like salon grade, but I don't anymore. So I'm gonna mix this one more time. And it's supposed to be more of a, like that kind of consistency. Almost kind of looking like a, I'd say like a nice fluffy icing. But now that I've mixed it up, I'm going to take my little bottle, the Absolute Perfection Booster. And I'm going to, I don't know how you would open it up, but we'll figure it out. There we go. I'm only going to put about half of it in there because I'm going to use the other half for my hair dye part. So I'm only doing about half of the bottle. That's good. I put a little bit more than half in the bleach part, but because the bleach is going to be the main thing that's going to prevent it from, or it's going to be it's going to be the reason that I get the damage. You know what I'm saying? Because it's, you know. Okay. We're going to do the bleach part. So we're going to do the pink part first. And you're just going to lay it on really nice. And make sure you get both sides. And then I take my gloves and like kind of massage the bleach in. Because you want enough of it to pull that color out if you have any color. So you're just gonna massage it through like I'm doing right now. And if you're only doing small sections, this won't take you as long. What will really take you long is like sectioning and doing the mixing and all of that, like actually prepping prepping for the dyeing process. So, and when there's like spots in your hair dye that's like more vibrant than the other or have more pigment, just go over that with more, and then just continue to get up in there and get the dye and just massage it through. Sometimes you'll have to do it like depending on the color, like if it's a dark color, or if it's like I've noticed like purples, a lot of like the cooler tones like purples and even pinks are hard to get out. So just know that when you're going in. So now I'm going to do this side. And if you have, you know, pre-existing sections like I do, and you get some of the darker colors in there, just make sure you saturate those as well. Because I don't really care. Because this will be underneath, and the only time you'll ever see is when I have it put up. So, and then you want to go underneath, get it nice and saturated, and like so. I think I made too much this time around. Now, if you're just dyeing your hair completely all blonde or something like that, then I would recommend to go, depending on your roots, like how dark your roots are, I would recommend you starting from the bottom, dyeing all the bottom parts, and then wait about 15 to 30 minutes, depending on how dark your hair is, and then do the roots, because your roots are closer to your scalp, and your scalp produces more. I've probably said this before, but like it produces heat, and so it'll lighten it up faster than your ends would than it would your ends. So can't tell really too much right now, because obviously I just applied the the bleach on, you know what I mean? But mind you, this process takes anywhere between, like, for it to actually start lightening up, this process will take anywhere between 30 to 30 minutes to an hour, maybe sometimes an hour and a half, depending on the darkness of your hair. So now we're just going to take this out, and I'm going to do the roots, and I'm also going to do that yellow part, but I'm going to do the roots first. So we're just going to apply. Because all I need is the roots to be bleached. It's okay if you get bleach on the blonde. It'll just make it really, really white. But, you know, since my hair's been multiple times bleached, we don't really need it. So, or I don't at least. But if you're new at it, let's say this is the first time you actually dyeing your hair blonde or whatever, then you want to start off with a bit with your root or with your ends, and then work your way up to the roots, because you want to make sure you have like that flawless blonde happening throughout your head. So I'm getting bleach everywhere, but it's okay, because this is if you're not making a mess, you're not doing it properly. That's what I say. And I'm very sloppy when it comes to doing this part. And if you have your hair styled a certain way and you want more blonde, the best way I do it is I will split it down the middle, so it's still equal, so that like if you do decide you're gonna like part your hair a different way or something, then it'll be it'll still look good. Okay, I do have some pink in there, so I'm gonna have to eventually, you know. And also, if you want to, like, if you already have pre-existing blonde, and you just want to touch it up to get all the brassiness out, then I would wait until the very end and like wait about, I don't know, like 30 minutes to an hour maybe, to apply it to the roots. I mean, to the ends, especially if you have, you know, already you're pretty blonde. But I'm just going to do the roots right now, let them start to develop, and then I'm going to wait, I don't know, like 30 to 45 minutes, and then I'm going to do the rest of it. So So if you have it up in the front, make sure you do the front hairline, front part of your hairline. Okay, and I'm just gonna do this for now. And now we're going back to the pink, and we're just going to do the rest of the roots. It's already lightening, if you can see that. So that's good. And now I gotta get all the bleach done. You want to make sure you get all the bleach off of your scalp because it will burn. Trust me, it burns mine. My face and my scalp and everything. I'll have like a red mark if I don't. So I'm just gonna hold this down with a hair tie for a minute. And then I'm just going to kind of squish that to the scalp. Hopefully that'll warm it up and make some of that lighten up for me. But yeah. Don't forget this part because you want to clean your hands and everything. So now I'm going to marinate for 30 minutes to 45 minutes, and then I will get back to you. All right, as you can see, it's lightened a lot and a lot. So what I'm going to do is just add some bleach to certain spots of my hair that didn't get touched, like I noticed back here, and also the ends. So like right back here, I didn't get it, like right up in here and right around my ears and stuff like that. Like I'm doing like fine detail, adding bleach and stuff to places that I feel like it needs it more now. You know, like underneath and around my ears and all of that good stuff, you know. And basically, it's good to do this because of, you know, you want to make sure it looks, once your hair is down, it's going to look right and perfect, you know what I mean? So I'm just going to add more bleach to where I need it to be. If you want, you can grab a bunch in your hand without spilling it like I did. And just kind of massage it through. Like so. This is by all means not like the best way to do it. This is just the way that I do it. And as you can tell, it's really hard to pull this color out. Like extremely hard. So I may have to leave it on for longer than expected. And like, see right up here, I missed a spot. Like up in here, right up here. So just take your brush and just kind of go around the edges again and get as close as you can. And then go around and get as close as you can. Your hair, if your hair is really dark, it will pull and it will be more of a reddish orangey blonde. So just know that going into that it might turn it that color. So just trying to get it all in line. If you want to like go in and put more on your roots, you can do that as well, like I'm doing, just to kind of make sure I got it all covered. And you want to make sure it's well saturated. And then this time I'm going to do something completely different and kind of lay my hair kind of flat on itself, like so. And kind of smooth it out and flatten it out and try to get it. Just make sure you don't get the part that you don't want dyed. And it looks really messy, but like you can clean it up, okay? So just maneuver it to where you feel like it's gonna work the best, and then take like a hair tie or something and tie it so it doesn't like actually fall. And then, you know, there's a lot of bleach on my scalp, on my hair, but that's the way I like it. I mean, you don't have to have all this bleach. Little does in some cases go a long way, but for me, I feel like I need this extra bleach. But yeah, that's it. And then you just bake until it's done and ready. Until you feel like it's done and ready. I wouldn't exceed anything longer than like an hour and a half, because you can always go back in and like, you know. So now I'm gonna clean up so my forehead's not burning, like so. Clean up where it needs to be cleaned up, and then just wait it out. Okay, so now you should be left with something, not like mine, of course. If you've got just regular blonde, it should be something like this blonde or this blonde up here. Now, if you're going to tone it, you want to leave it wet. So I've got this section wet and this section dry, because this section is going to be the dyed part. Now I'm going to leave it like it is with the pink. It did definitely lighten it, but not nearly as much as I wanted it to, but that's okay. I think maybe I can cover it up with the purple. If not, it'll just be what it is, right? So we're gonna glove up. I'm first going to do this part, and then I'm just gonna like do this front part. But I'm not gonna mix. Now this time I'm not gonna mix any of these two together. I'm just going to keep them separated so that they don't touch. That's the important part that you need to know, is when you are sectioning, if you're doing it this way, you want to make sure you want to keep everything separated at this point. Like when you're bleaching it, it doesn't really matter, but because you're bleaching it all together, you know. So you want to grab a bowl, and I'm just going to take my purple dye here, and you want to be really, really careful with any kind of dye that you use, because I don't even know where my trash bag went, because it could get everywhere. So at this point, make sure you do it in like your bathroom or outside even. I'm doing it in my living room right now, but I think I've got a towel and everything, and I've got the old shirt on and all that stuff, so I should be okay. So I'm just going to squeeze enough in there that I think it'll be enough. I'm not going to use a tremendous amount. Like, this is good, and this is a really pretty purple anyway. And now I'm going to do about half of this, maybe half of the amount that I had in here. So now I got to get a brush, which I have an extra one. I'm using new brushes with everything and then washing them out. So just mix that in there. Hopefully this turns out pretty good, because this is a different. I'm going to put a little bit more in here. And just mix it up. Mix that Olaplex stuff up. And then just going to try and cover this and see what this does, because it might end up not turning out as well as I want it. But we'll see what it turns out to be, right? We'll see. It might not turn out to anything because it's a lighter purple, but we'll see. We'll kind of see what it turns out to be. It might be like a pink purple, and I'm okay with that too. So, you know, we just want to make sure that you get everything covered. So it'll look kind of decent. So this purple's not nearly as like, I don't think it'll be nearly as staining. So that's a good thing. And I'm thinking that it's probably going to be more of a pinky purple. Hopefully not. Hopefully it'll be more purple, but we'll see what it does. I'm going to massage it in and kind of go from there. It's probably going to end up being like a pinky purple. So I'm hoping not, but you know. Oh, I got a little bit on my boobie. Got a lot on my boobie. Might need a little bit more on the ends here. And up on the, where the pink's at. I don't know exactly how this is going to turn out. Hopefully it'll turn out well. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Because you never know. So. We'll see. So now we're going to do the other side. I'll just start off with that. It's probably going to be more of a pinky purple, but we'll see when it's time to wash it out. So now I'm going to start off, I'm going to get another mixing bowl and my T118. I like the lightish ash blonde for my hair. You can go the pale one, but I just, I just go with the lighter one. I put about half a bottle of this. I'm going to take my cream developer and I put about 2 capfuls of it, maybe 3, just kind of depending on what I have. I'm gonna do one more. Okay. And this part, I normally will, I mean, you can use gloves if you want or not. It don't really matter. But I'm gonna do it anyway. And this is it. This is the rest of it. And then you want to, I usually let this soak for a while. About, give or take about 30 to 45 minutes. The same with my, this part. So yeah. So you'll see this little process of it. I just basically start off with the roots. Make sure the roots get touched first. And then I go in at the bottom and redo the bottom part. So I need a little bit more developer. Just a little bit more. There, that's good. Sometimes you have to tweak it, put more developer in. Sometimes you gotta put more of the toner in, just kind of depending on the consistency. You'll know what kind of consistency you're looking for. It's going to be a liquid consistency, but it's not nearly as thick, but you want it all kind of even and stuff like that. So now I'm going to take this off, and mind you, this is wet. You want it towel dry, damp. And I'm just going to go in and I'm going to take my brush and go in on the top here where it's like really, really yellow and slather that shit on. like so. Make sure you get that first, because you want, for me especially, I want more of a gray blonde, almost a ash blonde, and you can see it's already turning that like a purple tone, and that's okay because you want it to do that. You want it to turn like a purple tone after it sets for a few minutes. And it takes away a lot of that brassy yellow color. And that's what I want, is that brassy yellow color to be gone. And then I'll just take the rest of it and put it in my hands and wring it. And then just run it through my hair. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to put some along the hairline. And then that's really all I do. I'm going to sit and bake again for 30 minutes or so. That's it. So yeah. Alright, so here's what the blonde looks like. It's still a little yellow, but it's hella better than it was before. This is what the mixture of the pink and the purple looks like, and I absolutely love it. I mean, you still can see the pink, but not nearly. I mean, it's like a mixture of pink and purple, which I really, really dig. And I'm super happy with it. I mean, there are some spots right here that I didn't get, but like, for the most part, this is it. And I absolutely love it. And, you know, with those spots that are like being missed, it just covers up with the rest of my hair. But yeah, I love it. I actually blow dry my hair so that you guys can kind of see what it looked like dry. I do have a bunch of product in my hair right now just to protect it. I have this oil that came with my mask that I bought. I've got some of this in my hair, which is the Not Your Mother's Way to Grow leave-in conditioner. And I also have this, which is from IGK. It's the Mistress Hydrating Balm. I do put a lot of like protectant products and like mask on my hair to, you know, keep it together. And then I don't wash my hair for probably 3 or 4 days. Sometimes I go a whole week depending on the color payoff and all of that stuff. But overall I really like it. And I hope that you liked it. And it turned out really nice. Mind you, I didn't dye this part of my hair because I'm leaving that alone for a while. But you can obviously, like when I peel it back, you can see where like some of that purple I didn't even touch it. But that's okay because, you know, I have more purple if I want to go back in and like do my thing, but I kind of dig it the way that it looks. What do you think? Especially when it's down, it just looks nice. You know what I'm saying? And that pink kind of made it more of a pinky purple, and I really like it. So thanks for watching. I hope that you like this video. Definitely give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and become a puddin'. And like I say, whether you're dressed up, dressed down, you're beautiful.